Hey, I'm Dr. SCL. I'm a dad, a chiropractor, and the translator you didn't know you needed in this, the first year of parenting. This is Decoded, the first year, the podcast that turns baby brain confusion, mum burnout, and milestone panic into clarity you can actually use. Let's make sense of the chaos by decoding it together. The first year of parenting can feel like one long stream of information overload, mixed with opinions, old wives' tales, and Google-generated confusion. Now add in wake windows, milestones, sleep schedules, tummy time, feeding advice, developmental checklists, let alone the opinions from strangers, opinions from family, and opinions from the internet. And finally, as a kick in the guts to the overwhelmed mothers of the world, add the mixed information coming from various health professionals. And surprisingly, somewhere in all of that noise, many parents naturally and quietly start wondering, when it comes to the development of my child, what actually matters? Because when everything either feels catastrophically important or a level of blasé, aka not so important, everything becomes stressful. So today I want to zoom out. Let's get away from perfection. Let's get away from pressure and back to the foundations that I've not only been talking about for the past 12 months, but that truly shape early development. So as we've said, sadly, modern parenting has almost been forced into becoming incredibly performance-driven. Between the influences of social media, developmental charts, and the constant comparison seen in so many parenting environments, parents feel a never-ending level of pressure to optimize everything. But babies are not projects. They are first and foremost developing nervous systems. And development doesn't thrive under the constant pressure of perfection. It thrives in an environment of safety, regulation, movement, connection, and most importantly, adaptability. Now, that doesn't mean details never matter. Of course they do. And I'm a personality that loves a good detail. But I'm also a parent and a health professional who has learnt, in sometimes the hard way, that done is better than perfect. What I want to help is to prioritize more clearly today that there are issues that are leaving so many parents exhausted as a result of focusing on things that matter far less than they've been led to believe. Now, there are many amazing social media accounts out there with a wealth of information. There are OT accounts that will tell you what milestones your child should be hitting. There are physio accounts outlining how best to do tummy time and other movement techniques. And I say that not to throw mud at these accounts, but to highlight that they are great, yet incomplete. Because the nervous system is upstream of all of the hows and whats. Because all development must be a nervous system-led process. And it is only through a nervous system lens that one can truly appreciate that the first year is not about creating the perfect baby, it's about building foundational organization. Your baby's nervous system is running the show. So what actually this means for their development is that things like movement, quality, and symmetry, their adaptability, regulation, posture, sensory processing, the feeding coordination, their attachment, and their resilience, all of these develop quietly, not through pressure, but through repetition, experience, connection, and safety. The nervous system, as a result, learns through lived experience, not the parental expectation of perfection built on the opinions of those with the loudest or prettiest microphones. Now, I often meet parents who feel like they're failing because their baby isn't sleeping perfectly, hates tummy time, isn't rolling early, they only feed on one side, or they need much more support settling. And honestly, many of these babies are doing far better on a neurological level than their parents realize. because healthy development is not always dramatic. Sometimes it looks adaptable, steady, organized. And that's easy to miss in a world more obsessed with measuring development on a chart than understanding the foundations that are critical for long-term success. So if you're overwhelmed trying to do everything right in the eyes of the internet, I want you to really hear this. Your baby does not need perfect in the first year. They need safety, connection, movement, regulation, responsiveness, and the opportunities to adapt. And honestly, those things matter far more than most parenting checklists and/or milestone charts. Because the goal is not perfection or instant gratification. The goal is and must be strong long-term neurological foundations. So until next time, I want you to trust your instincts, watch the patterns, and remember that strong foundations are usually built quietly. Dr. SCL, out. Thanks for listening to Decoded, the first year, where we translate the mess of early parenting into something that actually makes sense. Be sure to share this episode with a friend, a partner, or a mum that you know who is quietly struggling through the noise and secretly Googling every milestone. If you want to hear more decoding, follow @Mount Hawthorne Chiropractic on the socials. Let's keep decoding the chaos. No mansplaining, no pressure, no judgment, just clarity when you need it most. Please note, this podcast isn't medical advice. It's just smart strategies from a Gonstead chiropractor, a dad, and someone who's been in the room with hundreds of mums trying to make sense of their baby's development, their own postpartum recovery, and the constant noise that comes with modern parenting. Always chat with your health team for specific care.